Yes, welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic, and we've just beaten Real Sociedad, the hardest name to spell on Twitter, 4-0. I literally tried to spell it so I was like, is it the I or the E first? It was such a stupid spelling, but the team, we beat them. We beat them. We beat them. This is the first live phone in, so we're going to get fans phoning in. I might even put the stream link in the comments. Come in, have your say. Look, this is a good time. I want people to be happy. Tell us what you're thinking. Are you happy? Do you want more? Are you thinking this is a platform? Are you thinking let's not get too over, reactional because we still got things we need to address? Come on, there's so much talking points. Rashford, Dan James. Someone said to call him Daniel Hammers. Hammers? I'm not sure. But we've got Nuruddin coming in. That Red Devil is going to come in as well. Give us his thoughts. We got some live fans that want to come in and have their say. Maybe they want to talk about the game. Maybe they want to talk about Woodward. Who knows? I don't care because this is 4-0 Real Sociedad. Sean, this is a big result. I don't want to start saying little things, but we've got Sean here for Growth Football, and we've got Katie, and we've got more guests coming on as well. It's going to be a good show. Sean, give me your first thoughts about the game, man. Tell me, what's going on?
Bro, do you know what? Tonight was a big win. Big performance. The team just gelled tonight, man. I feel like Ollie set the team up perfectly for this type of game. Tactically spot on. And the team just went out and executed phenomenally well. I felt like it was fluid. Everybody knew what they were doing. People talk about we don't have systems and all that, but the system was there. The patterns of play were there. Everybody knew what their job was doing, and it just flowed fantastically well. So for me, that was an awesome performance, and I'm happy Dan James got on the score sheet, got a run out, and bro, we got to see the boy wonder. I was calling for it. The boy wonder.
He have about 5 touches, man.
Yeah, and he had his moment, but he got a bit too excited, didn't he, in the end? And he flopped it. But it was just good to see him on the pitch. And obviously, we won 4-0. So hopefully in the second leg, he might get a start.
You know what, right? You know what I liked about Ahmed when he came on? Obviously, he didn't get a lot of touches, but as soon as he got the touch, he gave the ball straight away. Did you see how quickly he laid it off?
Yeah, no messing about. Nah, no messing about.
He's not thinking, okay, what should I do? He just gives the ball straight away, and he gives the ball in his stride. Have you noticed that? He doesn't have to set himself. He gives the ball as he's dribbling. Similar to Sancho. You don't know when Sancho is going to actually release
the ball. It. Yeah.
That's the thing. And that's what I love about
technique is so good.
Yeah, we're going to see I'm hoping in the return leg after Newcastle, we're going to see 90 minutes of Diallo. I'm really hoping that we see 90 minutes because there's so much pressure. I was looking at Twitter and everybody's like, oh my gosh, Diallo's coming on. Oh my gosh. Literally.
It's like 7 minutes to go and we're expecting
7 minutes to go. He's not going to score a hat trick. He's not going to be this guy. But look, I'm freaking happy. We need this. I said before even before the game started today that I'm bored of the Premier League. It's had my heart going. It's not a good relationship I feel the players have. And playing in a different tournament with a different expectation, it seems to have revitalised the players. Who would have known what the result would have been if we actually played Cavani, Van der Beek, Pogba, Flicking, all these players that are missing? What would the score have been? We don't know. But yeah, Katie, how are you feeling about it?
I mean, the same as you. When you tweeted this morning that you were bored of the Premier League, I was like, we need something refreshing. And that was exactly what it was. Was, I enjoyed watching that because I was like, it's not all static. It's not just, stop, pass, stop, hold the ball a bit, pass back. It was just so fast paced and I loved it. It was such a good watch. And I think like Sean said, everyone did their job and everyone knew what they were doing. It wasn't like people were kind of wandering around thinking, where shall I even go? It was like the system was in place and I think they just nailed it.
Yeah, massively.
Beyond everyone's expectations.
Yeah, absolutely, massively. And people in the comments are already going off, boy, this is going to be good. Big up the man and the live chat crew. Honestly, it is so good. Theodore, what you saying? The boys played different today. Rashford is better at passing than striking. DJ's getting better. Fred's passing was better. Fred had a really good game.
Yeah, great game.
We're going to talk about Fred, but that guy was great. Martial doing little flicks and tricks.
Dom, we've got to talk about Fred because you were trying to sell him on the last show, mate.
Hey, listen to me. Against a low block, that's all I said. Don't play Fred. That's all I said. A high line's completely different, mate. Bailly improved, up for the first thing. Yes, 100%. Marco, I wish Maguire would use his passing range ability more. He dribbles the dead ends and leaves us exposed. Yeah, he's probably been watching Rashford for a bit. Carl Lewis, we will now refer to him as Daniel Hammett. Rashford bad first half, much better second half. Bailly did his best Phil Jones impression for the first 2 minutes. Good collective performance, 100%. I'm feeling the positivity tonight. We need this. We freaking need this like nectar. Sufan, great win, by the way. Maguire next to Bailly is a totally different player. Bruno was sublime as well. Passing was great and he took his goals well. Yes, he did. 100%. Yes, everyone. Diallo is so quick. He's very, very quick. I freaking love that. Not going to hype up Diallo, but Messi needs to come outside. Oh, Jesus.
Vibes FC.
I love that, man.
He just uttered Diallo's name in the same sentence as Messi. You know what? Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. Get a drink, get anything, orange juice or a cocktail, whatever you want, man, and just enjoy it because we need to because we're playing in Premier League soon. And you know what happens in that tournament, in that league. What we got, Maguire. Maguire next to buy is a whole new player. I swear to God, Ollie needs to stop playing him. Honestly, it's a situation. My man, Nuruddin, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, people? What's going on?
Mate.
Yes, Nuri.
No stress. Just enjoy. That's how it is, man. It was United and chill tonight, if you know what I mean. That's what it was. United and chill. United
Tell me what you thought about the game, man. We just had our opening statements and talked about like how do you feel the game went? Because I know I think I was the only person in the whole of the UK and maybe the world that predicted 3-0. It was 4-0, but I was close.
Yeah,
how did you feel before the game and seeing the game, man?
Listen, I stopped having expectations, bro. I'm one of those no expectations FC. I'm the chairman of that club, bro. No expectations. I don't try to get myself hyped up because you know what United do, innit? They let you down, don't they? It's the hope that kills you. As a United fan of a long time following this club, it's the hope that kills you.
It does, man.
In the last 7 to 8 years, it's just the hope that kills you. But I thought tonight, I thought the game was open. When we play against teams who are open, who are going to play high line, it's Suicide FC, man. That's what that was. I said it, honestly, I tweeted it out. I said, can the rest of the teams we're playing the rest of the season please play a high line against us? It'll be entertaining game, and plus we're deadly. We're deadly on the counter. We are deadly on the counter. So they played into our hands, and teams that do that, we then our qualities then show in terms of we haven't got players up front who can hold the ball, who can bring and build up play, and you know what I mean, have patterns of play in and around the area and whip balls in. We don't have that. But if there's space for us to run into any of our players, it's good night Vienna.
But wait, what were you thinking though? I know you said you had no expectations, but what were you actually thinking? Do you think we're going to get played off the park? Honestly,
no. You know what? If you watch my Twitter, I didn't put that out there. I just thought, okay, this would be a game. I was like, the only thing was like get armored on because you know what? This is the kind of game because I don't really rate this competition. It's an indictment that Man United are in this competition. Yeah. This is the worst competition. I never want to be in it. I seriously rather finish. If you said to me we finish 5th, 6th, or 7th, I'm like, I want to finish 9th. I just don't want to be in the Europa League because it absolutely destroys your league season.
Oh, massively.
So in this game, genuinely, I had no expectations. I knew, Real Sociedad are a very good footballing team. They've got technical kind of players. But I know in those kind of teams, we can play attacking teams. We can play decent against them. So I didn't think that we were going to be destroyed off the park. No, I didn't think that. But I thought they would have more possession. But I think the possession was more even in the game. I just think United just took their chances. They had a couple of chances in the first couple of minutes. And then Bailly warmed up. But it just shows you how United fans, people who've never played football, I've never played at the highest level. But I've studied the game, bro. I studied football. And for the normal average footballer, if you're out for 4 weeks or you've not played for a month, it takes 4 weeks of you playing consistently to get back into match rhythm and match fitness, right? And people don't understand a match fitness. That's why when Donny comes on, when he doesn't play, Bailly look rusty because he's not played for the past month and a half. Of course he's going to be rusty. He's going to have to get his bearings right, But we see it again. Maguire looks like a 50 million pound centre half when Bailly's playing. when he plays next to Lindelof, you can buy one, get one free, bro. That's what you can get. Get one for 20 and get the other one for free. You know what I mean? That's why it is. When he plays next to Lindelof, it's buy one, get one free. That's what it is. But with Bailly, he looks about 50 million. He looks like a decent centre half. And I thought they complemented each other well. I don't even know what Savage was talking about. United defense look dodgy. Like, listen, Teller has not played. And Bailly's not playing. Of course, it's going to be time for them. It's going to take 15, 20 minutes to get their bearings right and get into the game. But some people just they don't understand that side of football. They don't know that side of football. So sorry, I just don't want to be coming on here and just talking. So
no, mate. No, mate. I like it, man.
Mr. Structure, and this is Kate and Sean. Yeah, we had an exchange with Sean on Twitter. Yes, brother.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I appreciate you so much, man. Like, guys, thank you so much for joining again. If you're watching live or if you watch tomorrow when you're back at work, is it Friday tomorrow? I guess it is because we play on Thick and Thursdays now. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I appreciate it. Road to 500. People send you so much love. Nuri already, Mr. Structure. Yes, Nuri, Mr. Structure. Ankit, let's go. I think Rashi's back and going to start firing. Bruno is Bruno and DJ can shoot. Look, people are calling him Daniel James, DJ now. It's not Daniel James anymore. Nuruddin's back again. Told you we're losing semi-finals. Bailly got a nice assist and then tried a bicycle kick. We're all laughing. Hope he's not injured. I didn't expect that from Sociedad. Exposed it back knowing that we have pace. Absolutely. Yo, guys, we win tonight. On to Newcastle. Must hard. I don't want to think about the Premier League. It's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. But, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the first live fan phone in. And we've got a fan waiting to come on and say his thoughts. Again, this is a good result, but I also want to pose a couple of testing questions and just put it out there because we have to look at both sides. But I freaking love it. After this, I'm going to go and watch some TV and have some Skittles because I'm happy. So what we're going to do, let's get straight into this. Let's add in my guy, Adam. There we go. Welcome to the flicking phone. How you doing, brother?
Thank you for having me on, mate. Very much appreciated. Thank you,
mate. Absolutely.
Just before we get going, Nordin, I've been watching you for some time, and I'm quite glad to see you again. Thank you very, very much.
Mate, that's awesome, man. Adam, no problem, mate. Have your moment, man. Tell me what you thought about the game. You got a nice little 2 minutes just to talk about it, and I'll pose a little question to you at the end, bro.
Very quickly, because there are many things I want to say. Of course, I've been trying to reach out to many of you guys, and I know you got a lot of mails and stuff, so it's quite hard. But I don't think we learned anything from the game today.
Interesting.
I think Real Sociedad played into our strength, first thing, and I was listening to Sean earlier talking about maybe the systems, and we saw the patterns. I don't think we saw anything really, to be honest, because it's way more complicated than just having a good performance. And we might lose to Newcastle next week or whatever game it is, and I don't see a consistent. The main thing that the most successful teams have in common is consistency, whether it is attacking, whether it is defensive. However you want to put it, consistency is the key. And we have everything but consistency. We have good maybe not defenders, sorry.
Easy.
We have good attackers, we got good midfielders, we have a we have everything but consistency. And that's what gets to me, because I know, Nordin, you're Mr. Structure, and I really would love to have a chat about the structure with you, because I agree in many things you say, but I disagree with quite a few, some of them. So I don't think we learned, to get back to the point, I don't think we learned much from today. I think I'm one of Rashford and Bruno's harshest critics, because I really rate them. I expect a lot from the players.
Yeah.
I know Bruno's a very, very good player. I know Rashford is a very good player. So when they do all that silly stuff, it really gets to me. I'm not expecting much from Dan James. I'm not expecting much from McTominay, because I know the level. Rashford, I expect much more. Bruno, to be honest, the last few weeks, he's been playing very, very well. Maybe he doesn't even have the stats of a few months ago, but he's been playing very, very well. And I like this Bruno. And when people are criticizing Bruno for the silly passes and losing possessions and trying the useless, the stuff that never works, I get that. But my critics goes mostly to the manager for that, because Bruno's an intelligent player. If we have a structure and a system and a way of playing that is consistent, Bruno will not do those silly things. And the main thing with Bruno is he wants to win. So he has the right mentality. And when things don't go our way, it frustrates him. And when he's frustrated, well, he frustrates us. So let's go ahead.
I love that. You know what? I love that, right? On the points you've said about the system, about appreciating what different players do, the mentality about if you have a system, people can slot in and do it. And I completely respect that. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how you felt about this, Sean, but when I saw Rashford, I said this, I tweeted, I said, I love Rashford. I appreciate the brother. I'm backing him to the heels. Mm-hmm. But because I feel like I am a dad. I feel like a dad that wants the best for their son or their children. Do you know what I mean?
But I feel
Like,
the same way.
do you know what I mean? You're like, Rashford, I rate you. I want you to be the best you can be. But at the moment, it's like you're not getting it. You're not learning from your mistakes. So for the future, long term, how can you be the best? How can you get to the level of the Neymars, of the Messis, of Ronaldos when your decision making at the moment is not good? This is the thing. Even when Rashford doesn't play amazing, he still sets up a goal and still scores. This is what I'm saying. The limit for Rashford is unbelievable. Sean, what do you think about Rashford's performance today, bro?
This is what I'm going to say. I was going to put a tweet out about it, but I said I won't. I'll hold it. But look, we can say what we want about this guy. We could criticize him. We could be harsh on him and say all the things. But ultimately, behind Bruno, possibly Cavani, he's our best player. Behind those two, he's our best player at the club, and we've got to get behind him. The guy is 23. His ceiling is up here. I feel like the fan base, we need to be patient with him, right? Because we know he's got flaws in his game, but even still, he still affects the match. Like you said, he got a goal and an assist. His decision making has to improve. But again, when you're developing a football player, very few players have that perfect decision making at a young age. And when they do, it's like, the likes of your Lionel Messi's, your likes of your Wayne Rooney's, who from a very young age play with a very mature style. But with Rashford, I think it's going to be a slow burner. You can see he's trying to make the right decisions because his natural attributes, his pace, he's always had that. He hasn't had to work on that aspect of his game through youth football, right? Because he's always been faster than everybody else, blowing through everybody else. So what he's going to do, his development, that is the last piece of his development that he needs to work on for him to get from a very top player where he is now to go into that next world-class level.
Okay, so I'm going to put this to you, Katie, right? We're in a situation where we talk about Rashford that he needs time. Do you think we're past the time that he can properly develop? Because sometimes people say that at a certain age, that's when you develop. Or we've seen him do 5 games where he didn't seem to be learning from. He's doing the same thing for the last 5-6 games. Like, is it not going to cut it out? Is it too late for Rashford, Katie?
I mean, I'm the same as Adam. I think I am harsh on Rashford because I rate him so highly and he's one of my favourite players. But today I said yesterday that I wish he'd stopped doing 200 step-overs of the ball before he even does anything with it. Absolutely. And today I saw a bit of that, but I definitely saw him do it less, which I think is a step in the right direction. Whether or not he continues to do it, I don't know. But if there's just any small improvements, then I think that's a step in the right direction for sure.
No, I hear you. Nuruddin, in the comments here, Daniel Lee's saying the difference between Sancho and Rashford is that vision and decision making. And then Naji here, my man in the house, he's saying he's past the development stage. He's been
no chance. He's 23.
So Nuruddin, what would you say to that, man?
I think today he had he was the threat today. He was the threat on the left-hand side. I mean, the times where they could have gone through, he had two, he had one really great chance. The other one came quick at him and the keeper came out, made a good save. But the one on the right foot there, you expect him to finish. And I tweeted, I was like, hopefully he'll come out in the second half with his finishing boots. But I thought today he was a threat. But when teams play that's almost suicide. When teams play that level of high line and know that they haven't got quick defenders that can stay with Rashford. Rashford is deadly. Rashford needs the space. But I kind of see the frustration. I'm frustrated. Listen, he's a mank. I'm a mank, right? Listen, so there's nobody more. There's more, all over the world, people love him. And we all want him to do well, but he can be frustrating at times. But I agree with you. I agree with Sean, and I agree with you, Dom, and I agree with Adam as well. And Kate, I agree with all of you that we're harsh on them because him and Bruno, because they are the best players. And if you look at Rashford's numbers, he impacts the game, like Sean was saying. Yeah. He's impactful. Even when he has a bad game, he's still impactful. But it's just frustrating because he's just the inch a bit in football. At the highest level, it's this millisecond. It is so tiny improvements that can make can change the picture completely. From the top players, I'm talking about the most consistent players.
Yeah.
The players who are not so consistent it's minute. At the highest level in elite sport, it is centimeters, bro. Where this comes from. But I want to say to Adam, where's that sunshine? Can you send some of that sunshine to Manchester, please?
Mate, you don't want that sunshine.
Man. Give us some. Where are you?
I live in Quebec. We have -20 today.
Well,
-20.
I live in Quebec. We have -20 for the.
Quebec.
You don't want the sunshine, mate. You really don't want it.
Damn, I want that sunshine, man.
I just wanted to say a few things just before I leave. Dominic, is it okay?
No, of course, man. Go for it.
Yeah, thank you very much. For just going back to the decision making, I sort of agree and disagree with the age thing, because he's a seasoned pro now. He's not just a new. He is part of the team. He's the number 10. He has a big contract, and that's on the Glazers. This is another point I would like to develop maybe another time. But it's a very American thing to put a number 10 in a big contract on an upcoming players because he's the franchise player. So
bro, he deserves it. Bro, he deserves it. He's been feeding the kids, man. You don't live in this country, do you?
I know that.
Rashford, you not talk about Rashford's earnings, man. The man deserves. He's feeding the kids, man. He's feeding everybody. He's
I have to give it that. Going back to decision making, I think it's the thing in football that is probably the most difficult thing to improve, and it never even improves at some point, because you can't. It's like teaching someone to be more intelligent at school. Some people, it's just not for some people. It's a very tough thing. You can't ask someone for just a quick example, quick comparison. If you take, for example, Andreas Pereira, who went to Lazio, and you take Ilkay Gundogan as a player, you have the same attributes. Maybe Gundogan is maybe a bit more bulkier, but passing range, they are very similar, because even though Gundogan has a very good, Andreas Pereira's passing was all right. His pace, the same pace. They are not one. He's not even fat. You want to see physically, they have almost the same attributes.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
But there is one thing, which is football IQ, which makes Gundogan the player he is, David Silva the player he is, and unfortunately Andreas Pereira the player he is. Because if you look at all the characteristics, they are very similar, very, very similar. There's a reason why Mata, with his body, with his shape, with his physical, he's not fast, he's not strong, he's not tall. There's nothing about Mata that makes him a top athlete, except for his football brain, his text.
Yeah.
So that thing that we're trying to improve in Marcus Rashford, maybe it's never coming. And
I've said that.
I hope it is, because at the end of the day, it's not about really having favorite players. My loyalty lies with Manchester United. It doesn't lie with Rashford. It doesn't lie with Marcel. And it doesn't lie with Ole. I've been following Man United from way back.
Mate, you're following him in the -20 degrees. Adam, mate, I appreciate you so much coming on, brother. Thank you so much for supporting, mate, and stay cold, stay warm if you can. In Quebec, right. I appreciate you, brother.
Sunshine, man. Forget the mine. It's just some of the sunshine, man. This
yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. All right, cool, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. That was our first live fan phone in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got someone else coming in now. Let's get their thoughts. This guy is very always opinionated. So we've got, for the first time, Carl Lewis is in the house.
Yeah.
How you doing, Carl?
Big up, Carl.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, man, really good. Carl, I want to get your thoughts, mate. Tell us how you're feeling. How do you feel the game went? Talk to us, man.
I first want to dispel a lot of the myths about Rashford and Ole. So, for instance, what I want to say is you get something called prescriptive coaches. Now, your prescriptive coaches are your Pep Guardiolas, your LVGs, the ones who tell the players, you need to be there, you need to make that run, you need to do this. We've seen it with the Sterling video where he tells Sterling, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then you get your differential learning or guided discovery type of coaches, which would be like a Thomas Tuchel or Ole. Now, the reason that some coaches choose, okay, first let me define what differential learning is. So basically, they allow the players to find their own solutions. They don't necessarily like tell the player, you need to do A, B, C, and D against a low block. Because and the reason they don't do that is because a player of Mbappe or Rashford's quality might be able to have a solution 6, 7, 8 that you as a coach could never think about.
Yeah.
So I do think that when we debate about Ole, we can have the debate where we go, is differential learning the right type of coaching for Rashford, Martial, Greenwood? Probably not. But you can't say there's no coaching.
Oh yeah. You can't say that. There's no way. What do you think about the actual game today, man? Do you think it was an easy win? Do you think this is gonna kind of make people think that like a false hope, like a false dawn, or do you think we'll keep our legs on the floor and we'll stay grounded?
I think Sociedad, I rated them very highly. My prediction was actually 3-2 to Sociedad. But I don't know why they were so naive. I mean, if you watch Manchester United games, you would know, okay, they have a high line, and when they are in space, they have beautiful attacks and beautiful like passing patterns when we have space. But when you play against us in a low block, that is when you can start to find the loopholes and make us make mistakes.
Nice.
So I just you know what? It's like an Arsene Wenger mentality. We had this mentality of no matter who we go to, we're gonna impose ourselves onto the opposition. And every time we would get beaten with Arsenal in these last years, because sometimes you have to adapt. You have to adapt to whatever you're playing against. But on Ole, I think he's back on Rashford. One thing I wanted to say is that Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are coaches who believe in differential learning or guided discovery. Now, what you need to understand is that Marcus Rashford and Martial have played for 5 years under two coaches who allow the players to figure out their own solutions to problems such as a low block. So with differential learning, you're actually not allowed to tell the player that's wrong. All that you can do is say, what do you think you did wrong? And that for me is the reason that Rashford's decision making is so bad. Had he had LVG for the first 2-3 years when he came through to the team, I think his decision making would be much better. Because
that's a very interesting sort of way of thinking about it in terms of when you're learning and you're kind of building the muscle memory and the mold of what player you're going to be. Yep. Like you saw Sancho, he was at Man City and then he went to Borussia Dortmund. We've seen all the players that have been absolutely G's at Borussia Dortmund because they've got a certain way of learning. And if you look at the Ajax Academy, they all come out the same. They might have different names and different numbers, but they all play in different positions, have the same sort of understanding for the ball and for the game. Like, do you think, right, Katie, if I look at this game, okay, I don't want to say it's a false dawn, but do you think this is just take this game its own right and then just move on? Or do you think this is something we can learn from for Newcastle game? And what do you think?
I don't think we should get carried away with this. I think that everybody got a bit carried away with the 9-0 against Southampton, and guaranteed I enjoyed it. I was buzzing for about a week afterwards. But I think it's one that we kind of need to, take a couple of things from the fact that when we play with pace and when everything's a bit more fast paced, we play so much better. But I'd say that's probably the only thing that we can take from it, if I'm being completely honest. The only other thing is Henderson is a question that I think will be raised from this. And I think a lot of people are asking that already. But then I don't know if we're only going to be able to see whether Henderson's cut out for it when you play him against Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, that kind of thing. Like, he's only played against these lower block teams. But I can see people getting carried away and saying that he needs to be number one.
You know what, Nuruddin, I always talk about this, and I always use Will Shaw on that. It's a situation where I want all our players to thrive, right? But being completely honest, Nuruddin, do you think it's done for De Gea and me to actually get Henderson in? Or do you think, because I'm sorry, some of the things I've seen De Gea, I wouldn't forgive a lot of people for that. I'm sorry, your job is to be strong. If you miss the ball and you're strong, I'll be like, fair play. You missed the ball, but you were strong. You went for it. I feel like he's regressed to that old De Gea when he first came with the long hair. He looked like a kind of played like guitar and stuff, and he was quite weak. He was very, very, very weak. What do you think is time up to De Gea, and now it's Henderson's place to lose?
You know what? I've more than most. I've not been on Twitter for that many years, but I've always defended him. You know what I mean? On the street, on play. I will always De Gea because I believe without him in the LGV years and the David Moyes years and the Mourinho years. You know what I mean? Especially in the league. Without him, we would be fighting relegation in those seasons. We would be where Arsenal are battling now. You know what I mean?
100%.
So for me, he had lots of credit in the bank on my behalf. But what I saw against Sheffield United, and I was defending him when he went to the World Cup, making mistakes for Spain. When he came back and he was like, no, I'm like De Gea. It's a world class, it's a genius in there. You know what I mean? The man who was making over 32 saves against Arsenal, made about 12 saves against Tottenham. When we beat them, those 2 games we won. He's just that. Look, you know what? He was just superb in terms of technique, saving. I've never seen a keeper save so many shots with his legs.
It was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
What I have seen teams targeting us recently, and what I saw against Sheffield United is unforgivable. I can't forgive him.
Yeah.
For that. As somebody who defended him, who would be out there in the argument. I mean, the receipts are all over YouTube. I'm there saying, whenever everybody's like, get rid of him, we need to get all back. I'm like, no, we need to stick with De Gea. But I think now my patience is gone. And he has to now prove it. So all the money in the bank, credit bank, is all done.
Yeah, that's it. I think
it's zero again. He's starting from zero again. That's how I see it.
I think it's Henderson's place to lose.
Yeah.
To wrap up quickly, let other people come in. That Henderson's commanding of the area and it's 6 yards, and Henderson will stick his head where he wants. I mean, Henderson wanted to make it a Man United. He's been in United since he was a kid. He believes he's going to make it. And you know what? I always say, speak it into existence, kid.
Yeah.
You know what? This is what you want. I think there will be a time in the season where if De Gea makes a mistake, it has to be dropped. If De Gea makes another mistake, Henderson has to get the chance to play the league games.
Yeah, no, completely. Sure, you know what, right? I've got to do this because I'm not going to say his first name because I don't want to disrespect him. Sib really asking you and Katie. Sib is really asking you and Katie what your man the match was, and I don't want to ignore him. Thank you so much.
All right. So man of the match for me. Do you know what? It was a close one, man. But I've got to give it. I know it's boring, but I've got to give it to Magnifico, man, because without him doing his thing, orchestrating the team, he is the glue, right? He pulls all the strings. He makes the whole team play better.
Yeah, he does.
He got his 2 goals tonight, and he's just so influential. So there was a lot of good performances. I'll give Fred a shout out. I thought he was fantastic. I'll give, after the first 2 minutes, for the rest of the game, I'll give Bailly a shout out. The life insurance policy for Maguire. But for me, yeah, it's got to be Bruno.
Nice one, man. I appreciate that. I think I'm with you as well. Katie, who are you saying, Carl? I really don't want to upset Sib. He's a good guy.
So I think I go for Bruno probably 9 times out of 10. And whilst I probably would give it to him anyway, I'm actually going to give it to Dan James because, just because I think he deserves it because he's had a tough time and 2 goals. Well, 1 disallowed, but 1 actual goal and 1 assist. I think that he had a really good game.
Okay, I freaking respect that. Carl.
And he deserves it.
He does do that. Carl, thank you so much for coming on, bro.
Carl, where are you calling from? You have to ask people where they're calling from, bro.
Yeah, Carl, where are you calling from, brother?
South Africa.
Oh,
amazing.
Big up.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big up.
Love to all my people, man.
Yeah, big ups.
I'm the Afro House guy. Guam music, man. That's me, brother. Yep. Energy music, man. Energy music. That's me.
Carl is a legend, man. Carl, thanks for your support as well, man. It's good to see your face, and thank you for coming on, brother. Have a good evening, all right?
Thanks. You too.
So, guys, look, thank you so much for joining. We're just going to get some more fans in and talk about it because this is a good result. People are, you know what, right? Oh, Sib's saying, call me Ryan. I'll take that.
No, listen, don't call him Ryan, man. You just got to call him Comelo, that's his surname, bro. Comelo. Yeah, call him Comelo.
Just call me Ryan.
Zib. Don't call him no anglicized names, man. Don't bring any of that into that, man.
Yeah, real talk.
I love how Henderson saw the opportunity for the fast break that started the counter. Yes, Ishmael,
Yeah.
I love that. Attack for Rashford's goal. We need more of that from our keepers. Yes. I said it on the last stream. I like keepers that wear caps, you know, because I feel like they mean business. They don't want no sun getting in the way. Do you know what I mean? They want to flicking save that flicking goal. All right, we're going to bring on the next guest. We've got Jack UTD. What is going on, brother? You good?
Oh, yeah, I'm good, man. I actually need to bring something up quickly. You were just talking about man of the match, and no one said Diallo. Not one person.
Diallo for 7 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, bro,
Hand it to
100%
him.
pass completion, 100% double completion. Give him his flowers, man. Messi, come outside. Yeah.
Oh, Jack, man, give me your how do you think about the game? Are we going to think too much about this? Is this result going to go too big? Have we actually made the rest of the league scared? Because I'm looking at results, Jack, and I'm seeing that Tottenham won 4-1, Bayer Leverkusen lost 4-3 to Young Boys, Dynamo Kiev drew. Is this a stamp that we're laying down, or is just look, forget about it, we got Newcastle?
Wait, who did Tottenham beat 4-1?
They beat flicking
Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg.
Yeah. Whack. It sounds like some sort of dog food, man.
Nah, I wouldn't get too carried away. obviously celebrate and that, but don't get too carried away because we've seen how inconsistent we can be. But obviously, it was a good performance though. Defensively, offensively, it was great. Like, and is it a coincidence that as soon as Bayer comes in, we don't look like conceding at all, apart from the first 60 seconds?
Mr. Life Insurance. That's what I'm calling him from now on.
Exactly. See, because through the game, we defended good but terribly at the same time. Like if Bayer doesn't play that game, probably concede 2 or 3. Because I saw what's his name? Is it Isaac or something?
Isaac.
He ran him behind. He ran him behind like 3-4 times. Would have scored. But then Bayer just coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No, I know what, Van Dijk come outside as well.
I completely Jack, I want to ask you a question, right? Because I see this all the time, and I'm going to ask the rest of the panel as well. Rashford, if you had to choose between keeping Rashford for next season or getting Mbappe, who would you choose?
Mbappe.
Okay. Wow, that was a quick answer, boy.
No,
so
that's not hard.
Rashford and just get Mbappe, yeah?
Yeah. Mbappe is going to be the best player in the world.
You know
He's
what?
already in top 3. You can't say no.
That is. And what do you think? What qualities do you think Mbappe has over Rashford right now?
Dribbling, shooting, his touch, versatility, decision
Everything
making.
then.
Yeah, he's better than Rashford at everything, and I love Rashford. I'm a big Rashford fan, but Mbappe, he's a different level. Like, if you compare anyone to Mbappe, it's just not fair.
All right, this is interesting, Jack. I love that I start off with you because I'm going to go to Sean next. Sean, if you had to keep... Sorry, I know what he's going to say. Next year, you can keep Rashford or you can get Mbappe. What are you doing?
What is it? Just a straight swap? Or is there's money involved?
No, straight swap. Forget about money.
Do you know what? For me, there's something in life called loyalty.
Oh, God, there we go.
Right? And loyalty is a lot. This kid's come up from our youth team. I've been on his journey with him. So I'm not changing him. I don't care for the money in the world. Rashford is my boy and I'm keeping him, I'm backing him to go on and fulfill his potential. So right, for me, girls, I'm keeping Rashford. Three
single girls out there, you've just seen that Sean's very loyal. He's really loyal. So just hit him up. Sean, at Grove Football, he's single and he's ready to mingle. All right, cool. So Sean, you're saying that even forget about ability.
Don, where's the loyalty?
Okay.
Well, that's got to count for something in football and in life.
Don't let Sean or Jack. You tell me how you feel. Would you go Rashford or Mbappe?
I mean, it's a national hero, though, national treasure, feeding the children. I feel like I can't let him go purely for that reason. But when I watched Mbappe the other night, I was like, I would take him any day at United.
There you go. You know what?
I'd probably sway towards Mbappe.
Okay, so we got 2 Mbappes, 1 Rashford. Nuruddin, this might come down to you, man. What are you saying?
Oh, Rashford all day, mate.
Oh,
big up.
Listen,
yes, my guy.
You know what? He's a working class hero, man. He's a working class hero.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
I'm sorry, man. He's playing football and he's feeding the nation, man. What more do you want? Can Mbappe feed the nation, kid? No, he can't.
We don't know. Maybe he does.
Kids are starving in France, mate. Kids are starving. I'm telling you. Their kids want to be fed in France, man. They wish they had Rashford over there, man.
All right, Jack. I think we've got it's a tie, so I think it comes down to me. This is hard. This is hard. My heart and my head's battling. Rashford or Mbappe. All right, you know what? If we had to win... Oh, this is so hard. Flick. If we had to win trophies and I'm building a team... Oh, I shouldn't have asked this question. Let's go to a break. Let's go to a break.
Obviously, as a player, on the level now, Mbappe is a generational talent. Obviously, you know what I mean?
He's a better player. We know that.
We have an emotional attachment.
Yeah.
So I can't just say, and plus the fact that he's a Mancunian as well, I can't just say him because him playing for Man United needs more. I don't need to have the best players. Mbappe will stay there for a couple 1 or 2 years under this regime at Old Trafford, and then he'll get to Real Madrid. But Rashford he said it already. He wants to finish his career here. So I would rather have Rashford. But on footballing merit, ain't nobody. Everybody's gonna laugh.
Yeah, come on.
Because we've got emotional attachment to him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. To me, not even what he's doing outside, but just his story, man. His story is remarkable. Honestly, his story is remarkable. That Rashford and then to do what he's doing, challenging government, that don't happen, man. What he's doing is generational in terms of advocating for the most vulnerable in a society. And
100%.
people don't separate it. But you can't separate it. When you get a play, you can't separate things and pick and choose. But of course, Mbappe is going to take over. Mbappe and Haaland, in terms of goals, are going to take over Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi in terms of where they are. So, but Mbappe, I think, if you get Mbappe, how long is he going to stay for United? It's not just, I don't want him to come for a weekend. You know what I mean? I want him to come and stay there 5-6 years. He's going to give us 5-6 years. Rashford is going to give us 5, 6 to 10 years.
You know what? I'm going to go with Paul Young's got a point here. He said, on that logic, should we stick with Ollie forever over getting a world-class coach in the future because we've got that attachment and what he's done in obviously that final?
But bro, listen, I'll ask you this question. Is Mbappe going to win us a league? We need to have an infrastructure to win leagues.
Yeah.
See, the first 11 don't win you league. The whole of the backroom staff, the medical department, the scouting department, all of the recruitment, all of the footballing director working alongside with a board, all of that wins you titles. All of that takes, unless you get a genius man like Fergie. When there's no genius people in the world, everybody becomes a checkbook manager. Like look at Pep Guardiola. He comes a checkbook manager. Klopp is not a checkbook manager, but when Klopp was close, then Liverpool splashed the cash to back him. He was close, he built something, and they rewarded him. And look where Liverpool went. Mbappe by himself ain't going to make a big difference. It's going to be frustrating because Ollie will play Lindelof and Maguire still, and we'll continue going. That's what will happen.
You know what?
So like, listen, if Mbappe came with a magic wand and to fix, you know what I mean? If he came from Harry Potter characters, you know, one of those witches from Harry Potter, if he had the Harry Potter spell, then maybe we can have a conversation. But that ain't going to happen. He's just going to play on the left-hand side. He'll score goals. He'll be a threat. But everything behind him, it's not going to be. Same thing with Bruno. If this club puts some fix-up shop, Bruno will be on his way to Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Trust me.
You know what, right?
I said it 7 months ago. I said it 7 months ago.
You know what, Nuruddin, I don't know what you're wasted on this stream because you should be in politics, man. You should be helping out Boris, all right? And you should be helping freaking allocate funds and get rid of child poverty, mate. I'll tell you that right now. For me, right, I've heard all the cases. I've seen the comments have been going crazy about who to go for. From a footballing perspective, if you want to get closer to build a winning team, football-wise, I'll go for Mbappe. But if it wasn't just footballing-wise, it's footballing and the culture and what he's done, I have to go Rashford and just take and hope we get a better team structure under the Glazers. I have to do it. I've gone in the middle. Sorry, guys, I'm sitting on the fence. I shouldn't be. I'm 18 stone. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this live stream. Jack, you know what? Just final question for you, brother. I appreciate you coming on. I want to talk about DJ, Daniel James, right? He's got a lot of grief. And this is one of Sean's players that he loves. Sean loves these sort of players who like fit into a system that might not be good individually, but you know what they're trying to do and they try to work hard. He's got a little sweet face, isn't he? What do you think of DJ Daniel James? What do you think is this going to be the pivot for his career? Is this just a one-off game? Is he actually got a place in this team, or would you sell him next window?
I'll sell him tomorrow.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Just like that.
That was a bit of a joke, but I'd sell him next summer. I'd sell him next summer because obviously we're probably going to get Sancho.
Yeah.
And then there's no space for Daniel James in that team.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he's good enough as well. Like Diallo, he came on showed levels. I thought Diallo scored at the end. Dan James.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was it too. All right. Well, okay. Jack's saying that he would 100% get rid of Dan James. Katie, I'm going to come to you because I know exactly what Sean's going to say. How do you think Dan James played today? And should we give him more? Should we give him more respect? And he's been through a lot, obviously losing someone. That's horrible. And he's not had a lot of playing time. He was going to go back to Leeds. Like, what do you think?
I think he gets too much stick. I honestly do. I think that he's someone that, yeah, he might not be the most technical player and the best player on the pitch, but sometimes we really need someone like him. Like he should have played in the West Brom game the other day, I think, just for a bit of speed. Like it was such a flat game. But I say I wouldn't sell him if it were me. It's nice to have that. I'd play him in more of the cup games for sure. Keep playing him in Europe because he got a goal against, was it last season in the Europa Cup as well. So yeah, I think he's going to improve as well. I think that this could be the re-emergence of Dan James. That's a bold statement, but I reckon at least like a little bit, because he started off fairly well, but he's just had a dip, and also like he just needs to silence the haters like Greenwood has and like Rashford has in the past as well.
You know what, Kate, I'll take that. Jack, thank you so much for coming on, bro. I really appreciate you, man. This won't be the last time you come on. Flicking love it, man. Have a good evening, all right, brother?
Yeah, and you, bro.
All right, peace
Enjoy
out,
your day.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the live phone in. Look, we've just beaten Real Sociedad 4-0, right? Let's have a quick look at the stats, because I don't really like looking at the stats, but when we win, I can do it all day, which is fantastic, right? Sociedad actually had 60% possession.
It didn't feel like it.
Say again?
I don't think it felt like they had 60% possession.
No, it didn't. It didn't. I feel like they were plastering around the box a bit. Couldn't really get us. They were playing around the back when we were trying to penetrate them. But that's not going to do anything. Jose was saying they had the ball, but didn't do anything. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones. So I'm not really fussed about that. But also, we had 13 shots to their 8. We had 10 on target. 10 on target. I think 90% of those shots were probably from Rashford. What else are we looking at? We had 2 blocked, 87% passing. It was a decent game. And if you look at it, we've still got a lot of teams left in this tournament. Nuruddin, how are you feeling about the rest of the tournament? There's some big teams in there. Where are we going to go? And I'll come to Sean, same question for you after, bro.
You know what? If we went out the next round, I'll be happy. I just don't like
bro. Nuruddin, Nuruddin, come on. We got to win trophies. This is Man United.
What are you talking about trophies, bro? Listen, Oli can get a semi on, man. We need some Viagra. I mean, we need something stronger than Viagra, man. That's not been invented yet.
You need some Baba roots.
Listen, we need a strong vaccine for Oli to get over the semi. You know what I mean? Just more than a semi. We need to give him something stronger to get over that semi. And at the moment, to me, you're looking at this game now. Would you like to me, I'm going to make a judgment on the season, right? I'm going to make a judgment on Ollie's tenure, because they're still not going to give him a contract. I think that everybody's waiting till the end of the season, right?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Right? So I'm looking at thinking, have we seen an improvement? Even though it's a truncated season, it's a season where there's not been any rest in the summer, and there's not going to be any rest because it's going to be the Euros, and next season after that, it's going to be the World Cup. Excuse me. So all of these things are coming, and it's never going to tell the true picture. You know, football without Corona, football with Corona is totally different. So, but still, I've expected Ollie after 2 years for us to get closer to Liverpool and City. Yeah. We've got the 2 best managers. I mean, Klopp is probably one of the best managers in the world for me, because he's not just a checkbook manager. Pep Guardiola is a genius. He's a checkbook manager, right? And I look at United and I think, Ollie, I'm marking Ollie on this trophy. I'd rather win the FA Cup, bro.
Really? I'm surprised.
Listen, I just thought, you know why? It hurts me. Do you know why?
You don't even want to be in the tournament. I get it.
Give some historical context. I don't want to hog the mic too much, right?
Tell me, man.
Let me give you historical context. I remember when United, because obviously, some people that don't know, some of the youngsters watching this, there's something called Heysel. There was a tragedy. There was a final in Italy. I think it was in Italy or was in one of these other countries, but it was Heysel tragedy, where Liverpool played, I think, against Juventus or somebody else in the final. The fans started fighting, then the stadium collapsed. Hooliganism was big from the late 60s to 70s to 80s. English football's got banned because of Liverpool and what happened in Heysel. English football got banned, right? And it was Thatcher. Thatcher never stood up because Thatcher hated the working class people. So she never stood up to the Europeans and said, listen, this was one incident, give, a chance. It was Liverpool that did this. You can't just blame the whole other clubs. So for years, it was, I think Everton won the league. Everton never played in European competition because English teams were banned. Man United start winning 92, 93. We get into it. Then there's the foreigner rule. I remember us going to, right? They counted Mark Hughes as a foreigner. They counted Ryan Giggs as a foreigner. Cantona as a foreigner. Schmeichel, all these players couldn't go. We went to the New Camp. We got smashed 4-0 with some guy I've never heard of ever again playing in goal for us. I forgot the guy.
Was it Sibawesi Kamalu? Was it that one?
No, it wasn't. It was Gary something. I think it was Gary something. This guy who won the net for us, and we got smashed 4-0. So playing in the Champions League is all I know. I'm after fair says playing the Europa League one season here there is all right, but we're in it for the third time now. Is it the third time? I'm sorry, but I'm sick of playing in the Europa League. I don't like this competition.
Yep.
I've said it again and again, and there are this time some big wigs in there. But I'm gonna ask you, where I'd rather finish second or third, close to Liverpool and City, or whoever's second, right? Then win the Europa League. I'd rather win the FA Cup because to me, FA Cup is romantic. It's the oldest cup competition in the world, and it has a lot of prestige. I don't see the Europa League. We've never won it because we were never in it to compete in it, and it's a total indictment of our football structure.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Sean, what are you?
Oh, I don't want to I don't want to hear that. I want to hear the champion.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't want to hear that, bro. I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
Nah.
I want to win the FA Cup, bro. If you want to win a FA Cup, to me, that is a trophy because that's the oldest cup competition in the world, and that to me has a lot of prestige.
You know what, right? Sean, how are you going to answer that, man? Because
bro,
passionate about. Look, he respects the competition. We've won it before, but it's not the competition of the elite, of the sort of the nostalgia that brings that sensation, that feeling that yes, we've done it. How are you feeling about it, man? Do you feel like we can win it? Should we take it seriously? How are you feeling?
I hear a lot of what he's saying, and I completely agree with him. We shouldn't be in it. It's a disgrace that we're in it. But the reality is, Nuruddin, we're not the Man United that we grew up with at the moment. We're not there right now. It's sad, as it is. We are not that, and we haven't been that for the best part of a decade. So based on where we are right now and where we're trying to get back to, I feel like we have to go out and win it. If we want to get back to the top echelons of European football, we have to do what the big teams go out and do, and you go out and win the trophies. You can almost call this, for me, like when Mourinho comes into a team and when Pep's come into a team, they take the Carling Cup seriously and they use that as a catalyst to start breeding that winning mentality to go on and win things. For me, I'm looking at this tournament as, I've said it like earlier on in the season, I feel like this is the best chance that we've got to win a trophy. And I've said it before, Man City are not in it. And I feel like on a one-off game, we're struggling to beat them. That's the only team I feel like on a one-off game, when it really matters, we're going to have problems. So for me, you might as well forget about the FA Cup because Man City are in that. The Europa League is there. I've looked at the roster, right? There's no teams I fear on that. I feel like Tottenham's probably our biggest challenge. And to be honest, look what they're doing in the league. I fancy us to beat them in a one-off game. If we hit them in the final, I feel like Ollie's got Mourinho's number. And for me, we need to start breeding. This team needs to win. It's all good us saying, yep, let's finish second in the league and write off the other trophies. I feel like we need to finish second in the league. We need to do both. We need to set a platform for the summer as to go in as Europa League champions, second place team. We're on the up. Go into the summer, smash out 2 big signings, get the centre-back we need, get the right winger we need, going on to next season to then go and challenge the big boys in the elite competition. So we need silverware to back us up and give us that momentum.
Sean, man, freaking hell. Sean for president. Freaking hell.
Yeah.
All right, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'll let Katie speak, but I'm going to come back and repute that, mate.
Yeah, I'm really doing it. I love it, man.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new. Appreciate it. In the last little section, we're just going to do, I call it the shotgun player ratings. When I say shotgun, there can't be any explanation. You just got to go around and say it. People might shake their heads. They might be like, what are you talking about? But you just got to do it. And no one can argue with you, right? We got 11 players to go through, and Ollie will be one of them as well. We won 4-0, so we already got shot saying Sean for management. There you go. So shotgun ratings. I'm going to go for the team. I'm going to go through, obviously, what I can see in front of me right now. And we're going to start with Henderson. Shotgun. Just give me the rating, Sean. Let's go.
I'm going to give him a straight. Do you know what? 8. Give me an 8.
I think we all agree with that. If you don't agree, Lauren and Katie, just shake your head. If you do, all good. We'll leave it. All right. I'll yeah. Oh, I can't do it. It'll take too long. It's a shotgun round. We've got to keep going. All right, 8, fine. Nuruddin, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Oh, you're mute.
He got booked really early, and I thought he did well. Even though that was a harsh booking, I think, you know what? I'm going to say a 7.
7. Nice. Okay, I'll say that too. All right, Katie, let's keep going. What about Eric Bailly? Eric Bailly.
I'm going to go 8, even after a shaky start.
Wow. Okay, I can't. Yeah, you know what? Give him to just stay flicking free and not injured, man. The flicking guy. You try and do volleys in the box. Just come back from the game. What are you doing?
He had a lot of confidence. Considering he hasn't played, I think players who play every week struggle.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Maguire. I'll take Maguire. He always plays better with me. I'll say Maguire. I'll give him an 8. Sean, don't look good. Sean, don't look good with that. I don't care. I don't care. It's just shotgun round.
Let's keep it moving then, man.
And refute it, but it's shotgun, so you lot can just leave it. All right, sweet. Who's next? Tellez. Sean, what you say for Tellez?
7.
7. I'll take that.
Just about.
Really today. Yeah, just about.
Yeah, just about. You know, Katie. What do you mean
just about. He wasn't that good.
He didn't have a whole lot to do, I don't think. Like, he was quite quiet most of the time, I thought.
He put one nice ball through. He put the beautiful ball through for the goal. But yeah, he wasn't that good.
All right, Andrew's saying 7.5 for Tellez. Maguire, Aiden's saying, my man Aiden's saying Maguire 7. Looked like a fridge, but a good fridge like a Samsung. My man. Sufan saying 8 for Maguire. Let's tell us a 6.5. Okay, maybe I'm going too high. Fair play. Maybe I'm going too high. Maybe I just like to see him on the pitch.
No, I think Tellez was good for 7 because he's not played for ages, and it's hard, like I said before. It's very difficult to come into a game when you've not played, and that's the thing about hits me with Ollie. Right, you got to make use of your squad. You can't just bring them into one game and drop them out for a month and a half.
It's hard, isn't it?
So for him and Eric Bailly played really well because the match fitness is not there.
Yeah, it's hard to get that rhythm. Who's next? McTominay. Is it me? Yes, me, isn't it? No.
Yeah.
Me.
Me.
Oh, shoot, go for it. McTominay, what are you saying, man?
McTominay, you know what? The drive was there. I don't want to be too harsh on him, but his passing sometimes just lets me down because if he had somebody with a bit of pass and technique on the ball, but you know what? I give it him. I thought when United grew into this, better the second half. You did say shotgun, didn't it? I need to shut up, don't I? Right. I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm going to give Scott a 7. 7.5.
I like that. I'll take that because he came off for 60 minutes. But in that game, because they were playing such a high line, it was great. I'm going to go to Fred. And I give Fred a tough time. But people don't understand why I give him a tough time. I say to him, in a certain game, he's fantastic when we got people coming on us and pressurising us. For this game, Fred's got a license. So I'm
Nuruddin, you went on. I don't know if you saw the show last week. Dom was trying to sell Fred in the summer as one of his free transfers. Are you having that? Are you having that?
I understand the frustration because when we come up against him, no block, he's like a blunt knife.
This is what
blunt knife, bro.
I agree with that, but he's so important.
He is the most tenacious midfield player we've got where teams in the big games. Yes, but I did say I agree with Dom that. Lately, he stepped off the form, but tonight he looked like
he was sensational tonight, man.
We can get another tenacious player like Fred, but has something going forward too.
Who? But you still can't name one.
Yeah, do you trust our structure to go and get anybody?
You can't, man.
You're having a laugh, blood. You're having a laugh.
He'll probably come back with freaking Noble, isn't it? Flicking out.
I don't want to hear Declan Rice and people like that. Nah, mate.
No, I'm thinking about Basuma, man. He's a baller.
Oh, Basuma.
Basuma's a decent player.
And the kid who plays next to him, the kid who plays next to him, he's a brilliant player as well. He's, I think, of maybe Arab heritage. He's the one who scored the goal that when Brighton beat Liverpool. I forgot his name. He plays next to Benzema. He played really well against us, man.
You know what, right? There's a lot of players that I actually rate and I think could easily improve us in a really good system. So I'll take that. That was me, Fred. I said 8. I think he did really well. I would even push a 9 easily because this is one of the games he did well. All right, Sean, your boy, Daniel James, what are you saying?
Dan James. You know what? Today he put a good shift in tonight. I'm gonna give him. I'll be kind to him. I'm gonna give him an 8 for his overall performances, both going backwards and forwards.
Sean, that's really nice of you, man. It's not Valentine's Day's passed. Yeah, it is. That's really lovely of you, man. Well done. Kate, Fernandez, Bruno, what are you gonna say?
Oh.
Big man, Bruno.
I don't want to go too high.
Huh? He scored 2 goals.
Yeah, you're gonna go 9.
Yeah.
You know what? I know it's shotgun, but this is the first game I would give Bruno a 10. And you know what? I'll give him a 10. I know it's shotgun, but really quickly, I feel like he needs to praise. I've said so many times that Bruno doesn't play good passes fast enough. He dabbles. He doesn't do the simple balls. He did an assist today with that dummy. He scored a goal that we needed to change the whole game. I can't fault him on this game today, and he didn't even score a pen. So if he didn't, this was a perfect game for Bruno for me. I would give him a 10.
Can all other teams, if you're listening, please play high line against Bruno, please, and give him all the freedom in midfield.
Newcastle are going to sit deep on Sunday and we're going to be absolutely screwed.
Mate, they're not. D. Bruce used to play for United, mate. He's like, all we got to do. Look, I might be going overboard about Bruno, but I just, you know what it is like when Rashford starts to not lose the ball stupidly, I'll give him 12 because he's so close to being world class. He just needs to pass the ball. Look, he scored when he's not even playing amazing. Let the brother play, but just tweak that game, tweak it a little bit. So
you know what? Just on this bit of Rashford's defense tonight, I think there was something. I think the pitch was too. I think the grass on the pitch was a bit too high tonight because loads of players were losing control of the ball. I don't know if any of you noticed.
I saw it. Yeah.
Their team, well, they couldn't really control, and the ball was bouncing off players like doing some mad movement. Honestly. So tonight, there was a chance where Greenwood is free. Fred could have just passed it. If Rashford passed to Fred, Greenwood is free for his goal. I thought Greenwood played well tonight, but
Greenwood was fantastic.
Have I got Greenwood? Have I got Greenwood? Have I got the gunslinger?
Wait a minute. You might have the gunslinger, actually. No, you've got Rashford. Unlucky, bro.
All right. No.
Just quickly, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Can you just take 2 seconds to like the video? Now, if you do that, that's going to make my whole night. I'm going to go and get a milkshake afterwards or a protein shake. Depends how I feel. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Nuruddin, tell me a thing about Rashford, man. How you feeling?
You know what? I thought tonight he was the biggest threat in the game. Everything was coming down that left-hand side. I thought his first chance, the keeper made a good save. He was on his left foot almost, and then the one on his right foot, he would have. So I would have been disappointed if he didn't score. But it shows you, most of the teams, Mane, Salah, you know what I mean? Like Gundogan and Sterling, they get 3 or 4 chances in a game. And tonight I thought we created 3 or 4 chances for Rashford, and finally he took one. So definitely 8 point. I agree with that, brother. 8.5.
He's got to score that one on his right foot though. Come on, he's got to score that. He's got to be scoring that.
Second half come out. He set up Bruno, so I'm giving it because his assist for Bruno was brilliant. That ball, he put it brilliant space.
On the sixpence,
and Bruno just then had to just wait for the people to crash, each other, that collision, and tuck it away. So he had an impact on the game. So that's why I'm giving him an 8 or 8.5 because
8.5. Okay, all right.
You know what? I want him to get confidence. He needs a bit of confidence, man. He's
Helena the Peach. Helena, thanks so much for joining us. Rashford likes end product. Yeah, I said it. I said like it must take so long for him to choose his socks in the morning because his decision making is terrible. He just must be on his bed going, I have no idea, but. The thing about it, this is the tweak. If he just makes his tweak, he can get to the levels of Mbappe. I honestly think he can because he'll be shining in a different way to Mbappe. The decision making, the tricks, he can beat a player for jokes. He just needs that end product. But okay, 8.5. Okay, cool.
Just after this, can we get some insight? Because I feel like the two callers both talked about it and talked about the way the coaching is.
Yes.
In terms, we'll just talk about it because there was a revelation. I don't know if any of you saw it midweek. Where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got interviewed, I think it's Scandinavian television. I think it might be Norwegian television. And he basically said, I don't do the coaching.
Yeah.
Did any of you see that? That interview?
Sorry.
And I'm like, we need to talk about that because, well, anyway, we'll come back to that.
Aiden, my brother, saying the difference is the entire team will only have 2 or 3 chances in the entire 90 minutes. When we get to latter stages like the final, has to score chances. Yeah, this is what the difference between elite and we need a killer goal scorer. I mean, a killer. You know when you've got someone in the box, like Lewandowski in his prime, like, he's scoring headers, tap-ins, flicking absolute bicycle kicks, and that's the level. But Lewandowski's obviously a lot older than Rashford, so the future's bright. I just want it as soon as possible because he's the son. No, he's my son. Here we go. Greenwood. I got Greenwood next. I'm going to go Greenwood. I freaking like him, He's still not shooting enough to get his shots on target like he used to, but he's I'm saying 7 for Greenwood. If anybody disagree wholly,
I disagree. I thought his all-round game was brilliant tonight. I thought he held the line, and at times when he needed to go forward, even though he's not a striker, I thought he went wide. I thought he was intelligent. He came short for the ball a couple of times. I thought some of his runs, he made about 3 or 4 fantastic runs, and they didn't find him. They didn't play the ball earlier enough. But Katie, what's your opinion about that?
Yeah, Rashford end product and Greenwood. What do you think?
Rashford end product is. I tweeted it earlier, and I was like, it's so poor, like his decision making. But the thing is that we know that he has got that end product because we've seen it before. Like we've seen it so many times. So I think he just needs to get back in the groove of it. But it will be something that will come back to him. I think that. It will be a slow progression to get there, though. The Greenwood, I'd probably stick with a 7 if I'm being completely honest, Dom.
Thank you, Katie.
I agree with you. I think, he did everything right, but he sort of dropped off a little bit, like just became a little bit quieter. But he had like an overall really good game, and I think that he's nearly back at his best.
Right,
I'm not basically there.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I see Norridon doesn't, but
what did we give him, bro?
Obviously, we've got the likes of Mata.
7.
There's no point talking about Mata. I think this might be his last season, maybe. I don't know if they're in the contract.
Martial, Messi. He deserves 12. That's just for that.
The boy wonder. We're gonna talk about the boy wonder.
Martial.
No, Messi, man.
Oh, wait, we're getting.
What are you talking about? Come on,
I'm going down the list, man. Anyway, as I was saying, Martial came on, did his cameo. He looked like a few good, nice touches. I like it. 5. Now we go to Amad Diallo, whatever his name is. Are we all saying 15 or what?
99, bro. 99.
You know what? In his 2 minutes that he touched the ball, I really liked it. Really
sharp, man.
Liked it. All right, let's do the final thing. We'll all have our say. Ollie, what rating does Ollie get? Because Ollie gets so much questioning. Is he good enough? Is he long term? On a previous stream on Mr. Aaron United show, I said that, look, they were like, look, Ollie needs to go now. Ollie needs to go now. I said, well, wait a minute. Let's wait until the end of the season because you can't contract someone to build a house and 3 months in, you're like, all right, what's going on with the job? You got to wait and see if it does a good job. Like get the windows in, see if there's a nice little bay windows and that, get like a kind of skylight, a couple of flowers. At the end of the 6 months, let me see what this new build's saying. That's what I'm going to do. Give him a chance. But you see, so Sean, Ollie, what do you give him?
This is simple, right? There's only one rating Ollie can get tonight, and it's a straight 10. Anyone who's given anything less than that, it's agendas and it's bias all day. The man, the performance, the setup, it was perfect. There's nothing more he could have done. There's nothing more. What more do you want to see from the manager? You're going away from home in the Europa League, 4-0 first leg. He rotated the players. He brought in some fresh players. He brought on the boy wonder at the end, which we've all wanted to see. Today was a perfect managerial performance. He rested Bruno. He rested Rashford. Come on, guys. Like, just put the agendas to one side and let's give the man his credit where it's due.
Oh, Sean, you're so nice, man. You're so nice. But I'm always playing devil's advocate here. I'm always going to think about what fans might be thinking, all right? Because some people,
what can they say? What else can they say?
Even Jack saying, I'm Ollie out, but you got it right today. But there's some fans that say, but wait a minute, what if Real Sociedad had a manager who said, wait a minute, they don't play good against a low block, or even half time.
So I'll tell you what, Dom.
But wait a minute, we need to change.
I will respond to that.
Yeah. So if Ollie played against a different, if you played against a manager who was actually a student agile,
Dom, do you see what you're doing? Do you see what you're doing?
I'm just saying.
You're using, right? That's nothing to do with Ollie. He can only play the game and the manager that's in front of him.
And that's what
he did it. Yeah. So you can't use the other manager's tactics to discredit the man. You can't do it. That's not fair.
Sean, you've answered that really well. So anybody who thought that, there you go. Katie, what's your
put that to bed, mate?
I literally can't think of anything that he did wrong. I wouldn't usually go for 10 just because I'm usually like a perfectionist, but
I agree,
so,
Katie.
yeah, maybe like 9.5. Like but then again, I can't think of anything that he could have done better. Like I think everything was spot on. So I guess I'm gonna have to agree with Sean and go for 10.
I gave that's a great shout. I gave Ollie a 10 in the 9-0 Southampton because when can you not give a manager a 10 for scoring 9 goals and none conceded? I don't know when there's a better opportunity to do that.
when you played against fine men.
I knew they was waiting for someone to say that.
That's the thing.
Oh, Eddie, listen, can I just say, sorry, Dom, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to water your garden, bro. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to water your garden.
Mate, please, my garden's dry, man. Come on.
I think, to me, I thought Ahmad could have come on a lot earlier. That's my only thing about him tonight. I thought he could have bought Ahmad 20 minutes. You could have given him 20 minutes instead of 10 minutes.
Okay.
But tonight, I'll say it again, and I think, I'm one of those. I have zero agenda with Ollie. I think Ollie's done some great things, but I think Ollie is inexperienced. He's learning on the job. He doesn't have that much help. There's not that much structure around him to help him, and he's making it go along. But this week, I was quite shocked because Van Gaal, old as he was on the training ground teaching players. And as our brother Kyle from South Africa, Bafana, the brother who's solid for us, saying that different coaches work with the players. And
differently.
One of the best things that, to me, I got frustrated because I was going to the games against Van Gaal. I was going to the games, and honestly, I'm telling you now, around Old Trafford, you know what? Those kind of games where you're just shooting at nothing, like that. Everybody was on their phones, man. They were not even watching the game. But when you looked at Van Gaal, when you looked at him at Bayern Munich, at Barcelona, Xavi, Puyol, when you looked at him at Bayern Munich, young players, he literally instills incredible philosophy of football, of way of playing. He creates players. He's credited with getting young players and turning them into real gems that become really good professionals and fulfill their dreams. So would we have sticked a bit more what I've liked to see against my emotion to stick with Van Gaal? Yeah. But Ollie, I'm just shocked that he's not coaching the players, bro. I am shocked.
No, but Nuruddin.
He's on the training pitch coaching the players.
But Nuruddin, I'm not shocked. You know why I'm not shocked about it? Because who did he learn from? Who was his mentor?
Bro,
it's Ferguson. But Ferguson wasn't on the training pitch. He always had his number twos. He had Kieros. He had Phelan. He had Brian Kidd, Steve McLaren. He had all those guys doing the coaching for him. That was his skill.
For the first 6 or 7 years, Fergie was on the training ground, bro.
But Ollie Gunnar's 10 years deep now, though, bro. He's 10 years deep. People forget that. He's 10 years deep in the game.
No, I'm talking about United. Even though Fergie had amazing coaches at Aberdeen, because he was doing that best with Aberdeen. They beat Real Madrid in a cup. Fergie had pedigree, and he came and he was still coaching on the football pitch when he came to United. Ollie, to me, it just hurt because that's what I'm thinking. That's why we can't see what Ollie's pattern of play is. We can't see how Ollie wants to play. The coaches are coaching, and the coaches are not good enough.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Not good enough. So
I agree with that.
I was shocked. That's why I was like, I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? He has to go and get the best coaches to help him because so United have a style and pattern of play.
Yeah, we can't have because right now we've got all the experienced guys in there. They're all learning on the job. Kieran McKenna, Michael Carrick, they're all rookies. So we need some more experience, man.
Phelan was teaching in Australia, man. He was teaching a college in Australia. That's not the biggest promotion from college.
Nuruddin, right?
It's mad.
Nuruddin,
it's mad. It's mad.
Sean's got a background in football, right? He used to play, and obviously he teaches kids now. I'm being honest with you, Sean wouldn't be out of place in that coaching structure. I'm being honest with you. People would be like, they got a new black guy. Nice, cool. That's what they'll probably say. That's what they'll probably say.
I'll turn our football into some sexy. I'll get us playing some sexy football. I tell you.
Sean, I'll be honest with you. If you were manager, Sean, you'll be playing Dan James every single game.
No. Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me, dog. That Dan James has got a time and a place. He's got a time and a place.
You know what, bro? Can we just ask Katie what she thinks? Were you shocked, Katie, when you found that Ollie's not doing the coaching? I was shocked. Honestly, I was shocked. I was blown away by it.
Wow. I didn't even know that until just now. I haven't seen that interview, so that's come as a shock to me, to be fair.
That's not a shock.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Yeah.
You need to get, if he's not going to be doing anything, he needs to get some. Even just like 1 or 2 experienced coaches in there, but his man managing is amazing.
That's what he does. That's
what he's great at, isn't it?
100%. 100%.
Honestly, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. You got Sean. Do you want to do your shout outs, bro?
Yeah, big up everybody. Follow us, Grow Football on Twitter. You know where it's at.
And Nuruddin.
Yo, Mr. Structure. That guy, Red Devil on Twitter, mate. You know where it is. You know where it is. That therapy. Those of you who need that therapy, so hopefully I'm going to be setting up my channel and I'm going to obviously have you guys on.
Yes, big up, Nuruddin.
But yeah, Katie, lovely to meet you. Sean, brother, love.
Always. Big up.
If I can make it, bro, I can jump on and
Mate, always.
do the fact. Always, I can always talk about United all day.
Man. And Katie,
it's about time.
My Twitter handle is just there, so it's KT2 is MUFC.
Nice, amazing, guys. Thank you so much, Juno. I want to say a big shout out to Ian, moderator. You've been amazing, Ian. Honestly, if I can get your address and just send you a bottle of wine, man, I would and I will. You've been absolutely legend. Thanks to all the fans that came on today. I really enjoyed it, hearing all the different thoughts, and thank you for everybody who got involved in the stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new. We appreciate you. Look, we just beat Real Sociedad 4-0. Let's enjoy it and then go for a draw against Newcastle on the weekend.
Don't do it, Dom. Don't put it in the atmosphere. Come on. We need 3 points, bro.
We'll beat Newcastle.
Don't speak it into existence, bro. Don't speak it.
I'm joking. We're beating Newcastle. I'm joking. Love you guys. Guys, have a beautiful evening. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.
See ya.